our last session, we're looking at how to use the prepare statement and connect to a database and insert a record into the database. So we were writing the entire code inside the main method. Say we're not effectively using the concepts of object-oriented design here. We are talking about a student, but we don't have a student class. Can we really effectively use object-oriented design concepts here? Can we modularize this code? So those things we are going to see in this session. We'll see how to use more classes and object concepts here. So this is a demo for a better object oriented design for a program. So you're just going to add some classes and objects and see whether we can modularize things here. So the very first thing is we are talking about a student. So student itself is an object, right? We have many students and all these students share the same attributes or data members. So we need to have a class for the student. And the thing here is we don't have a student class at all, but we are talking about a student. So what we'll do is we'll go and create a class for the student, the very first step. Let me minimize this. So let's create this class student. And what are the data members for the students? Say we are working with name, password, country and mark. Let's make all these data members to be private string name and private string password and private string we have country and private string, it's not string, mark is of type integer. So we have created this class student. We'll have some methods for the student. We'll say get student details and set the name, password, country and mark by getting the input from the user. So what is the next step? We need to get the input from the user, right? So this entire thing, we'll put that inside a method inside our student class. So we'll create this public method which is get student details. And what this method does is it gets the details of the student from the user and sets all those values to the data members. So what we'll do, we'll copy this piece of code wherein we are getting the student data. Let's cut that and let's have it here. So that's how you get the data. Say name is already defined, so these are class attributes, no need to give string here. So password is again the class attribute, country is again the class attribute, and we have mark too. So you're just getting the student details from the user and initializing the attributes of the object. What next we can do? The next thing is we need to insert the record, student record, and even before that we have to establish a connection to the database. Say we have seen this many times, right? When we are updating, deleting, inserting, every time we are establishing this connection. This is like the same piece of code repeating for many operations. Can we really reuse this? That is the question. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a class for a DBMS connection. So this class will help us reuse this code. Let's see how to perform that. So let's call this class DBMS connection. So mostly I create this class for handling all the connection related activities. And whenever you're talking about a connection, what all things you'll talk about? You'll talk about the URL, string URL, and we'll have this string called username. Yeah, these are the things that we give for establishing a connection, and then string password. And the very important thing is we will establish the connection. How will you establish? For that we'll have this method, public method. This method is get connection. So what this method does is it initializes the connection, it establishes the connection. So we'll cut all the code corresponding to connection. Let's put that inside the connection method, and it will ask us to have some throws declaration. Yes, we'll have that, and this one too. So that is done. Now this method will create a connection and it should return the connection. So what is the connection that is getting created? CON. So it's returning the connection. So it's not void, it's connection that is getting returned. So we will create a connection and then we will return it. And for this method, we will not use all these things directly here. What we'll do is we'll pass the URL, we'll pass the username, and then we'll pass the password. So what is this URL, username and password? That will be the properties or the data members for the DBMS connection class, and we can have a parameterized constructor here to initialize all these things. Okay, we'll have a parameterized constructor here to initialize everything. So it is source generate constructor using fields should generate this parameterized constructor for us. So our parameterized constructor is ready. So when we are creating this DBMS connection object, we'll be passing the URL, username and password, and using that we'll be getting a connection. Okay, so our DBMS connection class is ready. So we are getting the student detail. What next we have to do? We have to insert that student into our database. For that we'll have another method here, public method, that's called insert student. And what it will insert all these properties, name, password, country, mark, to our database. So for that what we are going to do is just copy and paste this. Say these things you have discussed in the previous session. If you're not clear with this, please look at how to insert record using prepare statement. Only then this demo will be clear for you. So we'll just cut this and you'll paste the insert things here. So when you are trying to insert record, what you have to do first, say here you're going to work with a database. So in this method here we are going to work with a database. So before even inserting a record, what we need to do, we need to open a database connection, and we have to mention which database we are connecting to. For that we'll be utilizing our DBMS connection class. Let's create an object of type DBMS connection, and then we'll call this DBMS connect. So that is the thing we are creating, and we need to pass the URL for our DBMS, that is jdbc://mysql : running on the local host : 3306, which database you're going to connect to, VIT. So that is the URL, and say we're just populating this constructor here. We have given the URL. Next what we have to give is, we have to give the username. Username I'm going to populate is root, and there is no password. That's it. So our DBMS connection object is created. Next what we are going to do is, we are going to call this method get connection to establish a connection. So let's see how to call that method. It is nothing but DBMS connect dot get connection, and we are going to establish the connection. So what this method returns, is a connection object. So we need to receive that here, connection con is equal to dbms dot connect dot get connection. So it'll be asking us to have some throws declaration. We'll just have it, and our errors will be gone. So we are creating a connection and we are receiving it here. So using this connection, we'll be able to establish and insert a record into the database. The other things are the same. Create the prepared statement, and then you map the parameters to your SQL query, execute it, record inserted successfully. So after you finish inserting a record, what next we have to do? We have to perform close. Say this close is common for any kind of insert you perform or update you perform, or you're going to do any kind of select, you have to close this, right, statement and then connection dot close. So we can also reuse this. How we can reuse that is, we can go to our database DBMS connection class. We can have a separate method, public void, we can say close connection, and what we can do is we can get these two connections that we have to close. What is that? That is connection and then statement. So we'll get these two objects so that we can close it, and inside this what we are going to do is just perform cyn.close, and we'll also statement.close. After this we can give a sysout statement saying the connection is closed, just to get some feedback here, and it will ask us for some throws declaration. We'll add that. Yeah, so we have to close our DBMS connection. For that, what we are going to do next is, we'll not have it here. We'll see, now we have modularized everything. We'll delete everything. So we have a class student, get student details, get the details from the user, initializes the data members, insert student. What it does is first creates a database connection, and we return a connection. So for that we are using this DBMS connection. We first establish what is the URL password in the object, and then we get connection by using the URL username and password, and this method returns the connection which is received here, and then the normal insert things happen and we insert a record. So now what we'll do is, first we will create an object of type student. Student s is equal to new student, and after creating this we'll call s dot get student details. So I'm sorry, it's just small s here. And next what we are going to do is s dot get student details. So this method will actually execute this and it will get the input from the user. After getting the student details, we have to say s dot insert student. So s dot insert student will call this, and this in turn will create an object of DBMS connection, and then a connection will be returned. Using this connection, an insert will happen and it will insert the record. After inserting the record, what we are going to do is we are going to call this one, that is statement dot close. So how you will call that? After you finish inserting, we can very well call this here, that is DBMS connect dot close connection. So we are passing this statement and we are passing the connection, so that this method will be called and these two statements will be executed. So when we are going to close the connection, after we finish inserting a record, automatically we call the close connection method from DBMS connection and we close the connections. So now we have modularized this code. So what it says here, insert student as some, it's an exception handling thing. We can perform that. Say we can also see all these things are prone to exceptions. We can put the entire thing inside a try catch block, and we always have the habit of putting everything inside a try catch block. Handle any kind of exceptions that happen here. Here our exception handling strategy is to just print that message, detailed message from the throwable class. That's it. So this is what our code is now. See, it has got a better design, I guess. We have got more of objects and classes here, and reusability is the key. Say when I'm going to update or perform a delete, I can always reuse this class, right? No need to again and again write these lines of code. What I can do, say if I want to now delete a record, I want a database connection, so I'll create an object of this DBMS connection, pass the URL, username and password, then I will get the connection. After my work is done, I'll close the connection. So this DBMS connection can be used with any operation that you perform, delete, update, insert. You can just reuse this class. That is the concept here. And the student class we have created because we are working with the student entity. So student itself is a class and has got many objects. So we have to create a student object. And then for that student object, we'll get the parameters and then we'll insert that student into our database. So this is how we modularize. It will be a little confusing for students who didn't understand object orientation concepts yet. So if you didn't understand this, you have a serious problem of understanding what object-oriented system is all about. So please revisit the concepts on objects and classes and be familiar with it before you come to this level of understanding. Let's execute this. Let's check whether our code works fine. Okay, enter your name. So I'll enter name as Rahul and enter password. Password we'll say Rahul123. Country says from UK. Mark is scored 11 marks. So is Rahul in our database? We'll go and check that. So when I browse the data set or the database, the table is not having this particular record called Rahul. That's what we're going to see here. So why we are checking this is to ensure that our program really inserts that record in the database. It's taking some time. Let's wait. Okay, so there is no record for Rahul here. Let's go and press enter and execute this. Okay, there is an issue with JDBC MySQL. It says there is no driver like that. Okay, the issue here is it's not local, it's localhost. We made a mistake there. Let's run this again. And again, there's another issue here. This is not MS SQL, this is MySQL. We have to be very cautious. Maybe while I was typing, I missed all these things. Let me run this again, fix some issues. Save and run. Now we'll see Rahul. We'll enter Rahul123. Country is UK and marks is 11. Let's enter. Yeah, connection established successfully. Record inserted successfully. Connection is closed. So all these messages have come from different methods. The very first method is connection established. So before inserting, the connection was established, and after inserting, record inserted successfully. After that, connection was closed. The connection is closed. So our program, the messages are perfect. We have to check our database for this record Rahul. Let me browse that again. Okay, so now you see the record of Rahul got inserted here. So that's how you can use a reusable design with respect to JDBC operations in Java. I hope you are clear with this.